right, so what about who's gonna win the Champions League, Theo? Like, in your eyes, who's gonna win? Liverpool.
They have to.
Who do you want to win?
Liverpool.
Yeah, because you're an Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't. The thought of.
For me, right, so put all that stuff aside of like, oh, I support this team, therefore I want Tottenham to lose. I think, as a football fan, Liverpool deserve it more.
Especially after the league. And also, Liverpool lost in the final last year.
Yeah, and I think like to see the fact that the whole what's the word? I guess like story of them coming back in many ways. They've been coming back, and to see them go and do it would be class. I think for football.
I agree.
On top of that, obviously, what you said about like what Jurgen Klopp has done to that Liverpool team. Like he's got a team of like ex-Newcastle relegated players,
Southampton, like
James Milner. Right, it's like not exactly some famous 5-star players.
He's got no Ronaldo.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? So I think like what he's done is he deserves it, and all the comebacks that they've gone through, I think Liverpool. It would be nice to see.
People can argue Mo Salah's like their Ronaldo, but I don't think he is.
Nah,
I think those three up front, they work together, and even when they didn't have them against Barcelona,
mate. That's the thing. They had.
You know what I mean?
They had
Origi up front.
Yeah, they had their like Carling Cup team. That's like it was their B team, mate.
And that's what makes that game so ridiculous that they came back and won that.
They deserve it.
But you also got to give credit to Spurs who came back against Ajax.
That's the thing as well. That's the thing. I think this is the thing. Like it's all good when the momentum is like with you. You're playing well. You've played well for the full 90 minutes, and then you go on to win. I feel like that can sort of make it happen. Whereas Tottenham, imagine playing rubbish for the first leg and the whole of the second leg, and then to turn it round in like kind of that second half of the second leg. Like fair play, like you can say, and they haven't had Harry Kane, like they haven't had their star man. So you could say, oh, how have Spurs done it? Whatever, but they deserve it, especially with their comeback against City. No, it wasn't a comeback. It was a last minute disallowed goal.
Oh, Liverpool City?
No, City Tottenham.
Really?
You don't even remember that game?
VAR,
where it like disallowed City's goal that they scored in like the last minute, which meant Tottenham went through. You're meant to be a football YouTuber.
I don't remember it.
Oh my god. Really? You don't remember?
I genuinely do not remember it.
Surely, that was massive.
That was like huge.
Oh wait, I do remember it. Last kick of the
Pretended.
game. No, I think I do.
Oh yeah.
Was it Company who headed it over the line? Or didn't it go over the line? No, fuck this. I don't remember. I don't know.
On the spot.
There's a Roque Santa Cruz, mate. No, wait, what? No, but basically, right, bottom line is, they deserve it. Tottenham as well.
Speaking of Champions League, been a few times.
Yeah?
What was your favourite moment?
Favourite moment for me was obviously when I saw, I think it was Mario Mandzukic do a bicycle kick against Real Madrid. Obviously, Real Madrid won the game like 4-1 or something.
Yeah.
But I remember the whole stadium just being like, what have we just seen?
We were literally just like...
Yeah, like everyone was just like, this is just stupid. Yeah. But, what about for you?
Well, that's got to be up there. I remember when we went to, the one at the San Siro, it was Atletico Real Madrid.
Yeah.
We had the Dauphinoise.
The potatoes.
Oh my god.
So of all Champions League final highlights, yours is the potatoes.
It was top-notch potato. No, last year.
The potatoes. Like,
last year when Gareth Bale scored his overhead kick.
Yeah.
And Mignolet had his Mignolet moment.
It wasn't Mignolet, it was Carriers.
Can you let me do that again? Don't put that in. Don't put that in. Don't put that in.
When Mignolet. Oh no. Oh,
I'm going to get roasted.
What's happened?
I don't know.
What has happened? Why are you forgetting everything?
I'm in a room.
You're in a room.
I think Jersey Dudek is going to be
I think Dudek's going to do much better in this final. Like,
Gareth Bale over a kick was insane.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about best moments that you've been to.
I was there.
You were there when he did that. You were there?
Yeah.
What, Liverpool and Real Madrid?
I was there last year, yeah.
Really? Why didn't you invite me?
I couldn't get a +1.
Well, you definitely could.
That was in Ukraine.
Just
very
drop my
interesting.
Name, mate, no.
Very interesting trip, that.
Really?
Ukraine. You can't use internet. We had to get given an internet pack. So if you used 1 megabyte of data, it was like £5.
What?
1 megabyte. It's not even
Why?
a text.
No, yeah, that's not even a text.
A very weird place, Ukraine.
Will Harry Kane be back, by the way, for the Champions League final, or is he out for the season?
Pochettino hints Harry Kane could start the Champions League final on the bench.
On the bench. You could look at it either way. Either he's going to be well rusty, right? Because he's not played for a while, and he may, I don't know, to be put right in the deep end like that might be a bit mad. But also, he is a big game player, so he loves that sort of occasion. I don't know. For me, I feel like the overall team of Liverpool is too much of a unit, right? They're too much of a like, yeah, okay, you've done all right in midfield, but they've got the defence. Oh, yeah, your defence is all right, but their midfield can help their attack.
Yeah.
Like, their whole team does everything as a team. I just think they're too good. And I think on the day, Liverpool are going to turn up. They're going to win the Champions League.
Hopefully we don't look stupid.
Hopefully we don't. But that's the thing, like, you just never know. As like this football season's been, mate, you just never know.
Yeah.
Like, who's gonna turn up, what's gonna happen. It could literally be 3-0 at half time, 4-0 at half time, and the other team still win. Like, that's literally what it's like. But it's so class because it's just like much more entertaining than like in, say, like previous recent years. Like, there's been, I feel like, a bit more cagey football where teams are like, oh yeah, we just defend and then we maybe counter attack, but not we don't know. Whereas I feel like all these top teams are just like, the best way to play is let's just freaking go for it. Every team going for it.
And because there's been so many of these insane comebacks,
Yeah.
even if you're losing 3-0 in a semi-final or final, you think everyone else can do it. Why can't we do it?
Yeah, it's like everyone else is getting inspired by everyone else.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just sick. It's just so good that we're able to be alive while this is happening. It's cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I'll say something, right? Like, while we were trying to record our football video yesterday, trying to recreate some Champions League goals, mate, it makes you realise, right? We were trying to do Messi's
free kick
against Liverpool.
Ridiculous.
And like, to do that up the Astro in Seaford, right? When it's just a nice sunny day, like, even then it's basically impossible. And he does it in the Champions League semi-final, right? With so much at stake.
The pressure.
And it makes you realise, like, these players, how do they do it? Like, how
you know what they say, though? Like, you could score a worldie goal and never recreate it.
Yeah.
I think in Messi's case, he does it so often. But also, have you heard about that? Oh, what's that? I don't know what it's called. Like, that state, you know, that zone when you get into, and it's like a flow state. Have you heard of flow state?
No.
Surely
What's that? What's flow state?
Oh god, this is a little scientific
No, but
term.
what, just off the
So
top of
essentially, what flow state is where you're not thinking about your actions. So, like, for example, I hate to bring it up again. You know when I scored that Wembley goal?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really remember it, right? Because
Yeah.
I was in flow state. So if you go out and say, all right, what I want you to do, Joe, in this game is dribble from the halfway line and take it past everyone and score.
Yeah.
You couldn't do that, really. Like, if
I couldn't do
but
it.
you couldn't. Like, if you were told to do it,
Yeah.
you'd overthink about it. You would,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas flow state is you don't think, you just go. It's very natural. You're like, if you're...
Yeah, it's almost like you're using your subconscious rather than your conscious mind.
That's exactly it. That's the exact definition, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So when Messi's taken that free kick, he wouldn't be overthinking about it. He's done it so often that he's used to these situations, and it's just normal, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, because thinking about it, like, whenever I have like scored a sick goal in a game, I always think, how did I do that? I wasn't actually thinking about what I was doing then. That just happened. It's almost like it just happened. And it's like when they say, like, your subconscious mind is so much more powerful than your conscious mind. And obviously, like, firsthand, I know whenever I consciously start trying to think about doing anything, it messes me up.
So top athletes are trained to try and get into flow state as quick as possible.
Really? That's
Yeah.
so interesting, bro. Isn't it
So
funny?
I don't think in all your big moments, like in your boxing, maybe you never hit it.
No,
maybe you're overthinking about it.
No, mate. That's the thing, because I was so conscious about trying to absolutely. When everyone's like, "Oh, you got to imagine your future," and like you got to, like, you know when it's like, "Oh,
Overthinking
I
about it.
visualize what I'm gonna do and make it happen." That is so counterproductive for me. I feel like what you're saying about being in flow state, where you're actually not trying to visualize anything, you're not trying to predict absolutely everything you're going to do. You just let it happen. That is so much more better for just actually being good.
And during flow state, time passes rapidly.
Yeah.
So, you know when I was doing Fitness February,
Yeah,
and we'd spend 2 hours on like a cross trainer.
yeah,
The thought of that makes you want to go insane.
yeah,
But at a certain point, you just it's like a rhythm. You're just
Yeah.
getting through it, and time just whizzes by.
Yeah.
And that's because we hit flow state without necessarily trying or without thinking about getting into it. You just get into that zone.
Yeah.
So that is your desired state when you're an athlete. Very
That
interesting
is that is
subject.
well interesting because like whenever another thing is like whenever I go on like my runs, like if I'm doing a 5k run, if I'm like 2.5k in or even 1k in, I'm like, oh, only 4k to go, or like so basically the shorter the distance I'm running, so 5k compared to 10k,
Yep.
5k seems so much longer than 10k because it's almost like I'm counting down the clock because it's like, oh, I'm almost there, whereas 10k, because I'm thinking, oh, I've got loads to go, I'm just not going to think about it, the time actually passes so much
You're hitting
quicker.
flow state there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's so interesting, the fact that I'm 23 years old and I'm sitting down with Theo Baker, and that's the first time I've heard about that.
I'm baffled that you've never heard of
No,
it.
mate, I've never, and I feel like that sums up so much. That flow state is that is when and only when I can perform at my best.
Yeah, it is. It makes you realise how these people can do not only marathons. There's people out there can do ultra marathons. There's people out there can do the Moab 240.
What's that?
Moab 240.
Moab 240.
It's in Utah. A place called Moab. It's a 240-mile race. And have you heard of Courtney DeWalter?
No.
You can listen to her podcast with Joe Rogan. It's the most insane thing you ever hear in your life. Essentially, she's an ultramarathon runner. She competed in this Moab 240 against like people like Cameron Haynes, who's like one of the greatest ultramarathon runners ever. And it takes about 3 days. I'm pretty sure she slept for 1 minute. And she said that 1 minute felt like 24 hours. She said that's the greatest sleep she's ever had in her life.
1 minute sleep.
Yeah.
Are you mugging me off?
No, in 3 days. And not only that, not only did she finish first,
She finished first.
she finished a marathon 10 hours ahead of second place.
10 hours.
10 hours ahead of second place.
Like, but what? And she's saying that's
She's
down to being in flow
Getting
state.
into flow state and just getting into the rhythm.
That is crazy. So this is another thing that I want to bring back to Lionel Messi. He has autism.
Really?
He has Asperger's, right?
He's quite
And-
a quiet guy, isn't
Well, he factually has that, right? And obviously what comes along with that is being able to really focus in on one thing that so his thing is football, but maybe he struggles in social situations, struggles in other areas of life, but his football, he just so naturally, boom. So I wonder if that helps him get into flow state when he's playing, because naturally his brain is wired to be able to focus so naturally. And that's when I say like things that we call like disabilities nowadays, like certain types of autism,
Or like abilities.
in times gone by, in like caveman times, like being able to ultra focus on something, that is like you're better than the average person. That was considered a like better ability. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So like that is an example. Messi, it's call it autism, or like autism is in some people view it negatively, but it's actually, mate, like that's propelled him. Yeah,
I had no idea he had that.
Yeah,
because I learned all about it in psychology A level.
Yeah,
and there's people out there there's this guy, he took a helicopter ride over Manhattan, or whatever city. He came down, had like a piece of paper like double the size of this room, like a huge panoramic paper.
Yeah,
and drew every building.
Yeah,
everything from memory.
The
entire photo. They took a photo, looked at it once, drew the entire thing.
What does he have?
He has like Asperger's.
Yeah.
So you toned in on this one specific talent. Think about how detailed a photo of Manhattan is. Windows, buildings, specific height of buildings. Like that, drawn. And one thing as well, we probably just hit flow state just now in that conversation.
Because times just went really quickly then. Because we were
See?
Yeah, we were just talking about something that we were really passionate about. That's mental. Do you reckon you can get into flow state when watching something? Because when you watch something and time goes really quickly, you could be binge watching a series. You could be watching this video, and you just get into it. I
probably get into it when I'm driving.
Yeah, because you sometimes think, how have I driven here? How have I got here?
Yeah.
Well, no, I actually do.
Well, I listen to podcasts when I drive.
Yeah.
I'm so engrossed in the conversation. Obviously, you're concentrating on driving, but it's like a second habit. You know what I mean? It's like a second nature.
Bonkers. Anyways, Champions League final. Liverpool gonna win.
Yeah, how do we get on from that?
I don't know, but it's all good though. It's all interesting stuff. So, key players for Liverpool. Is everyone fit? For?
I don't know.
Do we know? Yeah, everyone's gonna be fit. and everyone's potentially going to be fit for Tottenham. So that's good. That's good for the game. Comment down below. Who do you think's going to win? Who do you think's going to win? Who do you want to win? Because there's difference.
For me, Liverpool and Liverpool.
Liverpool and Liverpool. Because, this thing about if you're a Man United fan, not wanting Liverpool to win, I think it's like a bollocks.
No, but I understand it.
I understand it, but I think, look, at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, it's the same as me. I'm an Arsenal fan. I don't want Spurs to win. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you could appreciate that Spurs...
Okay.
If Spurs had this, amazing comeback season and they realistically had deserved it, would you still be like, nah... Spurs don't deserve it, or just see the bigger picture and go, yeah, they deserve it. They're my rivals, but I can see how they deserve it.
I get your point.
And that's what I'm saying about Liverpool. Even if you're a rival of Liverpool, I feel like you need to appreciate that they deserve it. So hopefully they do it. And then Chelsea come back next season against Brighton in the final. Brighton win.
Wait, what do you mean Chelsea?
What do you mean Chelsea?
You haven't qualified for the Champions League.
No, Brighton are just going to get put in last minute for...
Wait, did you hear about that?
What?
Did you hear about that Cardiff University?
What?
There's a Cardiff Met University
that got in the Champions League.
Qualified for the Europa League.
Really?
You know, the qualifying stages.
Yeah.
You get through and you have to qualify for the qualifiers. And they're in the Europa League.
And the university team.
Yeah.
That is mental. So, if you had the chance to go and see Arsenal in the Europa League final...
So I did have the chance.
Oh, did?
Yeah.
You did, but you bun them off.
Yeah, because...
You're not a true fan.
No, I am a true fan. I'm going to watch it on my phone or in a pub. But basically... listen, no. So I'm going to the Champions League final.
What?
I'm going to the Champions League final.
Yeah.
I'm going. So if I was to also go to the Europa League final, which I had the option to, it would have meant missing the Champions League final because of the flights and how far away it is. I wouldn't have got back in time for the Champions League final.
Just go directly from Azerbaijan to Madrid. You just do that, Theo. Just do that.
Yeah.
You don't want to go.
No.
You don't want to go.
It was just too tricky to do both, essentially.
Okay.
Okay.
Safe here.
We'll just leave it at that.
All right.
But I'm very grateful to go to Champions League final again. You're gonna. I know how you're gonna edit this.
What?
You're gonna edit it so it looks like I've got loads of speech impediments, and then every time you have a speech impediment, cut that out. You're gonna make me look perfect.
No, I'm not gonna edit it. No, look. All right. Now, before we go, Theo, we need to shout out the sponsor.
of this
video.
Of
So,
the podcast.
What's it called?
The sponsor is our Fortnite creator code.
All that Fortnite I play. I think that's what it's down to.
Yeah. But it helps fund the podcast and helps us fix
yeah, if you want to see... Oh, no, you can't see it on these cameras, but the studio is falling to pieces.
No, you can see it a little bit here. You can see it a little bit here.
Yeah, all the things are falling off the wall. So if you want to help support the podcast, basically any money that we earn through this code is going to get invested into the podcast, into the equipment, into the studio. Yeah. What do you do?
So on the Fortnite item shop, you can support a creator. All you got to type in is Joe Theo, all one word. It just taps us out. Anything you buy.
To taps us out?
Helps us out.
Oh, helps us out. I thought you said taps us out. Wait, what? So you because I've never actually really played Fortnite. So I'm in the creator store and I type in
Fortnite item shop,
and I type in Joe
Theo,
one word, and then buy my item, and then we get money.
Essentially,
that is crazy. How does that work? Why are they doing that?
It's a genius idea. Epic are going to earn more money.
Yeah.
Because you're supporting people you watch. Does that make sense? So before that, you'd buy V-Bucks, in currency, to buy things. But now you can support Joe Theo.
Yeah.
And they're going to spend more money because you're supporting people you watch and like.
That's quite good. So, yeah.
A lot of companies should learn from Epic.
Yeah, so get involved and that would be great.
And tweet us when you've done it.
Yeah, tweet us like a screenshot so we can sort of interact with you guys.
Shout it out on the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's a good idea. How about this? Each week, right, those people that send in screenshots that you've used our item code, we're going to do a Wafflin weekly shout out.
The Waffling Wall.
What? Wait, what?
The Waffling Wall.
The Waffling Wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I don't know what that is, but...
Stick their names up.
Cut that bit. I don't know what he's going on. Basically, you send in your screenshots. We're going to pick 3 of them and shout them out in every podcast, essentially. right? So get doing it.
But also leave
Thank
a comment on subjects, like the deep subjects you want us to talk about.
Yeah, that's the other thing, obviously, yeah. Comment down below any topics you'd like us to cover, because obviously we're looking for all of them. We want to get through everything. So, yeah, anyways, that is that. And we will catch you soon.
Yeah. Let us know how we did.
Yeah.
Any improvements. Bye.